Welcome to selfdiscoverywisdom.com, formerly known as Self-Discovery Media. On these podcasts, you're going to hear people who speak from the heart. They've taken the journey in life. Many things have happened to them, but they've changed it to happening for them. And in their strength, their courage, they've discovered their abilities and their wisdom, and they are now sharing it here with you. Do enjoy each show. We bring it to you with love and knowing that it's going to help you on your journey of life. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Sarah's View of Life. I am your host, Sarah Troy. Forgive the ding. Well, I don't know about you, but December is looming very, very quickly. And it's like getting everything done before the end of the year. Now thinking about Christmas presents. I have two daughters' birthdays in Christmas, so that's either side of Christmas. That wasn't great planning, even though I planned them. It's going to be a busy time. So how do we take a breath during this time? How do we finish off our year-end work, making sure we've crossed all those T's and dotted those I's? How do we prepare for Christmas where it's not overwhelming, not over budget? How do we plan all those events, things that we're going to do, and pace ourselves and make sure that we have some downtime in between? Well, I suppose it requires a great deal of planning. This is when we actually have to look at our calendar and go, yes, yes, no, yes, yes, no. I know myself that for the next few weekends, I am away. This last weekend was a family event. Everybody together, which was wonderful. It's very rare to get the whole family together, and it's really extraordinary when we do. I absolutely love it. We're going to be celebrating my son's birthday and their engagement, he and his fiance's engagement, my birthday, which was a couple of months ago now, my daughter and her husband's anniversary. And so it's just going to be fun. Just their togetherness. I love it. Then the following weekend, this coming weekend, I go and see my granddaughter's Christmas function, and I get to go to a concert with another friend. So busy, busy, busy. Then I go home, and I think I have a weekend free, and maybe not. No, I go and see my daughter and the babies, and then I come back and I have a weekend free where we go see a Christmas concert, my dear old 90-year-old Audrey and I, and then I go away for Christmas. But in between that time, I am going to look after my daughter and son-in-law's cat while they're away. So the traveling grandma, always living out of a bag. In between that time, I have to get all the anthology book out and up and ready and go. I also have to get finish all the shows for the year and make sure I have new shows for the new year and get everything laid out for the new year. So it's like, I'm exhausted just talking about it, but it requires that planning, doesn't it? It requires us taking some time and looking at, okay, this is all piled up at once, can't be ignored because we are looking at that time of year, but how can I do this and make sure I have that downtime where I can rest or regroup and just refocus and make sure that we do have that. It is challenging at times when there's so many kind of demands on you to do things. And yeah, some part of it we have to roll up our sleeves and go, okay, busy time. There isn't going to be much time for extras or much time to go and do those things that we thought we would do. But just kind of like suck it up and do it. It's okay, I've got this. And then in the new year, even though you're starting a new year with new enthusiasm and new energy, you can start it off slowly. I always do my first week shows the week, before in the old year. So the first week shows come out. And then, of course, the next week shows are done in that first week. And I don't overload myself with too many shows on that week, so I can gradually step back into it. So what are you doing? Are you taking some time out? Although I have 2 weeks out, which I close for Christmas for 2 weeks, I follow the school calendar, so to speak, it's still going to be a time of driving here and doing this and doing that and seeing family and trying to make sure that I'm prepared for the new year. So I'm going to have to forcibly take my time away from the computer and say, no, no work at all. I'm giving myself a day off. I'm going to go and do this. I'm going to go and do that. So whatever it is that you're doing, and especially when you work from home, it's even easier to kind of fall into the work when you say, I'm only going to give it an hour, and 3 hours later it's there. When you actually are going to work, well, you leave and you leave the work behind. So you have to be more disciplined when you're working for yourself. Now, I've got some shows coming out for Christmas where, some shows that I put up from past years as well, on grief at Christmas, on alcoholism at Christmas, and on foods and recipes for Christmas, and just on how to have joy at this time. It doesn't matter what your religion is. There's a lot of people that celebrate around this time of year their own particular religions. For me, it's about coming together, about a celebration of life. It's about being grateful for each other. And it's about setting ourselves up in the right vibration to greet the new year's possibilities with enthusiasm and optimism. So that is what's so important for me. So while we're setting up, closing up our year and preparing for our new one, it's a good time for us to reflect on ourselves as well and go, okay, I know I've got A, B, C, and D for next year already lined up, but how, who with, when am I going to do this? What I have learned in my own life that every time I plan something for a certain time, it never happens. So I've learned that I just have to go with the flow and gather it as it goes. And when it's ready, it's ready. My own personal book will be out beginning of December. It's only going to go out as an ebook initially, and I'll put it into paperback in the new year, but it will be out there. Get that one behind me so I can concentrate on the anthology. But I think it is a good time to take some time over the Christmas period to look at what you want 24 to be. 24 is still going to have conflict going on in the world. It's still going to have economic struggle. It's still going to have environmental challenges. It's still going to have the balance that is needed in life. But are you looking at 24 and going, I've got to do this, 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 and loading it up too soon? Or could you say, I desire to accomplish these 4 things, one every quarter, but I am going to just participate and see what each quarter brings for me and see if I can finish one project in every quarter. Richard Branson never does more than 3 projects at a time. So he can give his attention to it and make sure that it comes to fruition. I'm a person that even though I line them up, they all seem to crash in together, and then they all seem to want to come out at the same time. It seems to be the way my karma works. But I'm going to try next year to. The first quarter is the Forgotten Children series book, coming out with the question and answer period, with the book actually coming out, with the whole campaign around it. The second quarter will be then preparing for the next book series, which is either going to be on health coaches or on business coaches. I haven't yet decided yet. I'm going to see what the new year tells me. And then this second half of the year will be our Forgotten Seniors book that we'll be looking to do an anthology on. So 2 books every year. We've got the whole campaigns that go along with it, along with the educational platform, along with the mentorship, along with being on Roku TV, and along with continuing to do the podcast. And in amongst that time, I shall be moving. And when I move, I will be looking after my grandson 2 weeks, 2 days every week. And so that will slow me down on the work that I'm doing on the interviews. So I'll have to balance even more. So yes, I know all of this is coming up. And yes, I wear all the hats and I do everything myself. So I do know I can't take on more than what I can manage. And the other thing I've learned is that, okay, if I have to let something go, I have to let it go. If it can't happen in this time period, it doesn't happen. And just deal with what you've got in front of you at the time and do your very best. And that's all you can do. I'm doing my very best, the best I can. I would love to do better. I'd love to be more organized. It's not my strength at all. I wish I had a team, but I am the team and some of the hats are a little wobbly. So I'm going to do my best to continue bringing you all that exuberates, all that illuminates, all that gives you the skills and the tools and the wisdom that you need to apply to your life, and to represent these wonderful people who are sharing with you, with the books, with the podcasts, with the pod books, with the educational platform, with everything else that is going to come your way. So this is me. Yes, I'm inclined to overload, but I'll do it. I'll get through it. What about you? What have you got to finish off? Can it wait till next year? Can it start this year, finish off next year? Is there another project you want to dive into, but you've got to finish this one first? Is that project ready in your mind to go straight away? Or are there things that you need to kind of lay the foundation for before you press the pedal on that? There's a lot of things that I think we need to take a pause and ask ourselves. And this is very much the theme of my last week's show, but it's, I think it's because it's very much on my mind, of preparation, etc. So let's review our 2023. Let's look at what we want to accomplish for this year that has to be done. What can be put off for 2024? And what is it that we would like to accomplish in 24? And how can we go about it? Allowing time for when things do not come together when you want them to, allowing time for you to take the breath and space in between, allowing time for life, and allowing the gathering of people that are going to be the wind behind your back to happen. So I think it's a good time to kind of look at, okay, 2023, this is what I want to leave behind with you. This is what I want to take with me. This is what I'd like to accomplish. What do I need to do in order to do that? And don't force it, don't push it, don't demand it, but allow it to gather you and take you where you're meant to go, because then it will be much, much easier. So in the meantime, enjoy all the shows that we do have. This week was all of musicians, some wonderful musicians that have been around for 30 or more years, and young musicians starting out, and a few other wonderful shows here for you. And who knows what I'm going to bring for you next week? You're going to have to tune in and find out. But December, as I said, I'd like it to be more about cheer and optimism and handling the stress and not forgetting the lonely, the people that live next door, they're on their own, pay attention to them, all of that type of thing. And to greet the new year with the not the resolutions, because I hate that we always lose out on the resolutions, but on the vision of what you want next year to be, and starting it off in the right vibration. So until next week, folks, I hope that you kind of take time to reflect and to look at what you want to get done, and pace yourself and allow yourself some fun in between, because without fun, what are we doing, right? So have a great week and catch you next week. Bye for now, folks. We hope that you enjoyed the show. There are so many more for you here on selfdiscoverywisdom.com. Just go to the podcast tab at the top there and you will see all the many genres and all 3,000 shows ready for your listening. We are here to serve you, to help you on your journey of life, and we know that through inspiration, it begets invitation. We are supported by you, the listeners, and those that we interview. Anything that you can spare us in donation would be greatly accepted, and we do hope that you enjoy the next show.